When the customer or stakeholders approve your project plan, your next step is to save the baseline in Project. You can also save additional baselines at later dates. For example, to record significant changes to the plan or to track trends in project performance. If you don't need a baseline anymore, you can clear it to remove its values. Well, before you save a baseline, you want to make sure that your schedule has everything in it. Basically, it needs to be what the stakeholders approved. Then, to save the baseline, on the Project tab, click Set Baseline and choose Set Baseline on the drop-down menu. Well, for the first baseline, the options in the Set Baseline dialog box are what you want. Because you're saving the initial baseline, it's called Baseline, compared to the baseline 1 through 10, which are the other 10 that you can set. The other option is for the entire project. Well, it's the first baseline, so you do want to do that, save the entire project. So just click OK. When you do that, what happens is these fields that you see here, the scheduled values, duration, start, finish, cost, and work, all get saved to baseline fields. Well, to see that, I'll go to the View tab, click the Tables down arrow, and choose Variants. And here you can see the scheduled start dates, so it starts June 2nd, and it's the same as the baseline start date. Now I'm going to go back to the Project tab, choose Set Baseline, and Set Baseline again. This time around, you see that there's a date saved after the baseline name, and that's how you know that the baseline has been saved. Well, let's say your project has gone through some big changes. For example, it gets put on hold while another project gets all the attention for a few months. Well, 3 months later, you come back and resume work. All those dates in your baseline are no longer valid. Well, you can save another baseline. In this case, click the baseline down arrow and choose the baseline you want to save. Let's say baseline 1. If you want, you can save the entire project again and click OK. And now you have another baseline. You can use this new baseline to track performance going forward. You can tell Project which baseline you want to look at in your views. So to see that, I'm going to go to the View tab, click the bottom half of the Gantt chart button, and choose Tracking Gantt. Now the Tracking Gantt shows baseline taskbars in the timescale, so you can see the gray taskbars here. Initially, Project uses the baseline, the one just called Baseline. But if I want to look at a different baseline, go to the Format tab, click the Baseline down arrow, and then choose the baseline you want. In this case, Baseline 1. And now those taskbars show Baseline 1. On the other hand, suppose a baseline is no longer relevant. Maybe your project has a new direction. Well, you can clear a baseline. Go to the Project tab, click Set Baseline, and choose Clear Baseline. Then in the drop-down list, choose the baseline you want to clear. In this case, I'll choose Baseline 1, click OK, and you can see the Baseline 1 taskbars went away because that's the one that's shown in this view. Saving a baseline is easy, so you can quickly record your original plan or major revisions to the plan. It's just as easy to choose the baseline you want to look at in Project and use it to evaluate performance. If you do need to clear a baseline, it only takes a few clicks.